so much for being here.
Thank you for having me again.
You look lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here as always.
Yeah. You know what? I have to talk about it right away. It's the first thing. I mean, you're fantastically beautiful. I think you have one of the sexiest voices in the world.
Why, thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if you had to just smoke cigars constantly.
See?
How do you do that?
That's what I was going to say. I appreciate the compliment because either people tell me that it's lovely or people go, oh, do you smoke?
Right.
Like, no, I don't smoke.
Right.
If I smoked, I'd sound a lot worse than this.
Well, but did you always have that voice? I mean, when you were like 3?
I was about 12.
Really?
And I didn't realize it was weird until, you know, telemarketers are always calling at weird hours, and I'd answer the phone because they're not allowed to talk to kids. And suddenly they started calling me Mrs. Bush, and I'm like, no, that's my mother. And they go, oh, well, you're obviously over 18, so can we talk to you? And I was like, no, I'm 12.
Yeah.
And there would just be this silence on the phone, and I was like, Mom, I don't really know how to handle this.
Yeah, but I think it's a great thing. I've never liked my voice. I despise my voice. I have the worst voice in the... Because it's right here, and it's very nasal. And Sophia Bush is on the show. You're going to have a really good time. Yeah. I'm Woody Woodpecker. You know, it's not anything anyone wants to really be involved in. And thank you for agreeing with me. With me on that, you know?
It's not the voice that conjures up Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, I know. I have a few...
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
It's all the comedy you have going on.
Thank you.
Your face makes me laugh, and I knew as soon as that came out of my mouth that I phrased it incorrectly. But the reason I was going to say is because...
My face makes you laugh.
You have that thing that Jim Carrey has. You have incredible facial comedy. You can do expressions better than anybody. And I watch you, and I'm like, he's so on it.
Oh, thank you.
As a comedian, you get it. Oh. So that's my compliment for you. I have the voice, you have the face. We could, like, if we could be cloned together.
What?
We'll leave you two alone.
I mean, you know, you lost your microphone.
My microphone flew off. I got so excited.
The sound man is going to be very upset with me. I'm going to get blamed for that.
We don't have a sound man. Now, I want to... Where'd he go? Did he really leave? Bob, get back here.
I'm talking to Max.
What? Oh, that's all right. That's okay. Man, this show will not air. Tonight's show, you won't...
I thought you two needed privacy.
No, it's okay.
No, it's wasted on me. Now...
What happened?
I don't know. The show's broken. There's something, many things I admire about you, but one is, and I really like this about you, you get your picture taken a lot.
Yes.
And of course, you always look very beautiful in all the magazines, and people always want to photograph you. You go out of your way to make it clear to young people looking at the magazines that you've been retouched.
Oh,
which I think is a cool thing to do.
Well, listen, I have gotten better about the gym thing. I am trying to be more athletic. The Olympics really inspired me. Michael Phelps inspired all of us, I think. He made me feel really lazy.
No, Michael Phelps did not inspire me. I was so glad that he did that. It didn't make me want to get into a pool and thrash around. It didn't have that effect on me at all.
I'm not so good in a pool either, but I was like, all right, I eat about half what he does a day, and I don't do nearly the hours of physical activity, so I should step it up a little.
Right.
I was feeling inspired. You know, I'm not psychotically self-conscious, but I'm a girl. You guys know what I mean, so fine, we all have our issues. But what bugs me is not only do I see the before and after photos of myself, but, you know, my dad's a photographer. I have seen the retouching since I was little.
Right.
And I'm like, people don't look like that. I don't look like that. I remember when the season 1 poster came out and we were in the tangled web and it was supposed to be all sexy.
The One Tree Hill, yeah.
That.
I have that ad,
Hillary and I were like...
I stole it off the side of a bus.
Well, thank you.
No.
But Hillary and I go, God, we're really tan. And she goes, they made my boobs bigger. And I go, oh, they made my boobs bigger. And she goes, they're huge. And I was like, yours are huge. And then we sort of sat and went, well, is that a compliment or is that an insult? Are we supposed to appreciate this or be offended? So, you know, we all get retouched.
I'm usually enraged that I haven't been retouched. If any... Seriously, some photograph will come out, and I'm just like, hey, you know, and, you know, there's an eye vein and a weird freckle,
totally.
and I'm thinking, just clean this mess up a little bit.
You know what interests me, though? Magazines...
I don't care what they do to me. Put an eye patch on me, a parrot on my shoulder. I don't care if I'm a pirate when they're
the
done.
Captain Morgan man?
Yeah, do whatever you want. Put another torso on me.
Well, see, that's the weird thing, though. Magazines are great about retouching, but, like, the internet photos, they always pick the one photo of you when you've gone to an event and you've looked so nice, you know? You're feeling like, hey, I'm kind of put together. And they pick the one where you see the person you know and you go, hey! And that's the picture that ends up online. And I'm like, I look like a hyena on crack.
Right.
This is not...
How do you know what a hyena on crack looks like?
It's a guesstimate.
They're not running around. I need more crack.
Well, I mean, you referenced Amy Winehouse. I think they are running around a little bit. Is that bad?
No, that's not bad.
It was funny when you said it, but I went too far. I'm blushing.
It was sexy when you said it.
Thanks.
You are single, and I just have to think that you are bothered all the time by guys. Is that the case? Are people always trying to go out with you, set up a date with you? How does that even work in Hollywood, and how do I get in on this?
Okay. There is a new trend.
Okay.
There is always the bad line in a bar.
Guys try a line out
There
on
are
you?
bad lines in bars. But the newest thing...
What lines do you get? Because I know the lines that I used to try back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay, what was one?
I didn't know angels flew so low.
Oh.
My coffee needs a little sugar. Want to put your finger in there and stir it around for me?
I always appreciated, do you have a quarter? I have to call my mother and tell her I just met the girl I'm going to marry. Quarters don't get you a phone call
That doesn't
anymore
work in a
anyway.
cell phone era anyway.
I know. But the weird thing is lately, it's like on my BlackBerry. I get an email from somebody's agent who says, my client so-and-so would like to take you out. And I'm like, why? Because he saw my Uber retouched photo in Maxim? Does he know I don't look like that? Or you know, you get a, hey, so-and-so would like to invite you to the U.S. Open. And I'm going, I'd love to go to the U.S. Open, but we've never met.
So that's very strange. An agent is sort of acting like a...
Agents are now apparently not only the people who make your deals, but they are now your matchmakers. So thank you to Billy Lazarus and everyone at UTA for my job and my love life, which hopefully is coming my way.
Right, but so how do you respond? So when you respond, when someone calls you up and says, and what if it's a really famous, cool guy, you know? What if you got a call and it's like, you know, I represent Conan O'Brien and, you know... You know, your laughing doesn't help that situation. You didn't help with the vocal thing. You didn't help... Well, anyway, we'll get around that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have not figured out how to respond to it. I feel as though to go on a date with someone, you should have met.
Right.
Because the only dates I've ever been on that have been setups have not
They don't work.
worked out.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's been 5 minutes. Can I go now?
Yeah, you just want to get out of there.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask you about One Tree Hill, because there's something... first of all, I can't believe this is the 6th season of the show?
Yes.
Okay. You guys did something that I thought was very cool. The show begins 6 years ago, and it's about kids in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then you avoided the trap that every show that does that, like Beverly Hills 90210, they're about kids going to high school or Happy Days or whatever, and then the show's on for more than 4 years, and the kids leave high school, and they all go to the same college.
Right.
You know, they all go to, like, where are you going? I'm going to, you know, Mojo University.
I'm going to go to Tree Hill Community College.
Me too, me too, me too, me too. We're all in the same room. The show doesn't change. And you guys did a time warp where you just jumped ahead through college. You said, let's not even look at that. That's not going to be boring. And then now you're in the future. Is that...
It was really great for us because we had seen a little bit of the formula when you look at a show like Lost that started after the plane crash. And you flashed back and you saw where everyone came from. And we sort of thought, well, why can't we do that? Why can't we all be coming home from college or careers or everything after that very formative 4 years away from home once you graduate? And why can't we flashback and see where we've all been? Because it gives us a little mystery as actors, which after 4 years I think is a miracle, and it gives our audience a little bit of mystery because you, well, why is this couple, isn't this couple together anymore? And it was great because not only do none of us look like we're 18 anymore.
Well, that's the big problem they had on 90210 is towards the end.
Like
Luke Perry was like in his late 50s, and
you are so much meaner than me. And
no, that's not a mean thing to say. He was saying things like, "I can't wait to go to the prom," and his hip would fall off. And it was a problem for the show. And that's not a mean thing to say, I don't think. When you think about it. No, that's a terribly mean thing to say.
Yeah.
Wonderful man. He served our country valiantly in Korea. Now, how you doing over there, Bob?
Yeah, I'm
You enjoying
just
yourself?
fine. I'm
yeah,
just
you're
fine.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only he had water in his cup.
Makes the show more enjoyable,
I'm
Conan.
sure it does. I hope you're all drinking at home. Well, the new season of One Tree Hill premieres Monday night at 9 on the CW. And thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Always great having you on the show. Sophia, we'll take a break when we come back. The spring standards are here. We'll see you in a second.